Is it okay to play the games you already own if the SAG-AFTRA strike does spill over into the video game industry? Before I answer this, first of all, I want to say that it's awesome that so many people in my original video responded with, "Fuck yeah, let them strike." When the strike guidelines were first revealed for influencers, a lot of people said, "What has SAG-AFTRA ever did for me, blah blah blah." It wasn't a good look. But for some reason, gamers are like, "Fuck you, strike all day long, we're behind you." Gamers kick ass. Anyway, to answer your question, it has nothing to do with playing games whatsoever. I mean, longer answer is we don't know because it hasn't happened yet, and thus we don't have guidelines for it yet, but they're never going to ask you to not play games. They're not even going to ask you to not purchase games. SAG-AFTRA has not called for a boycott of any of the struck work that they're striking against right now. So you can play whatever the fuck you want. If the strike guidelines are anything like the strike guidelines for movies, then what they're going to ask influencers not to do is promote it. That means making videos, streaming, essentially making content that could advertise such a game. This counts whether you're doing it organically or being paid. Now again, that is just if we're assuming that guidelines for a video game industry strike are going to follow the guidelines that we've seen for the movie industry strike. We're not sure that that's going to be the case. It hasn't happened yet, so we don't have any guidelines. But if they did follow the pattern that we've seen so far, then you could play whatever you want, you could buy whatever you want. You just can't publicly promote, talk publicly, make public content about the games that are being struck. And yes, that includes TikToks, Let's Plays, and streams. But it's not going to be every video game, just whichever studios they're including on their strike lists.